begins Wednesday, 23rd of February on BBC One.
A rite of passage.
Stick out, should it? And neither should you, nature boy.
Across the country.
Did you know my dad? What was he like?
Came and went with the seasons, son. Then one year he just stopped coming back.
A search for love.
You know what, David? You're right manky.
To find a past.
What do you think you're doing?
You should get out of this town. This place is rotten.
To make sense of the future.
We won't leave this wood. We've taken measures.
4 films, 1 journey. BBC Two presents Nature Boy, Monday at 9.
Back in the grip of the Federation and the mind games are turning nasty. Cult sci-fi drama on BBC Two, the return of Blake 7. Fighting talk, more next Saturday at 4:15. The thrilling climax of an epic fantasy and steer pikes closing in. Catch the final part of Gormancast at 6:30 tonight here on BBC Two. For all the latest news on your favourite shows, including Star Trek, Doctor Who and Farscape, visit www.bbc.co.uk/cult.
A bit of an eyesore in Farscape in 50 minutes on BBC Two. First, meet the Sci-fi outlaws. Break 7. And the space battle continues here on BBC Two in 2 weeks' time. Back to today and keep your eyes peeled for the mad scientist. Farscape's next.
The British Fashion Awards 2000.
Now on BBC Two, Zoltan flies in amongst Blake's 7. Well, Brian Blessed anyway. A personality problem aboard Voyager tomorrow night at 6:45 here on BBC Two.
Space confusion now on BBC Two. Blake 7. Blake's 7 are back at the later time of 4:05 next Saturday on BBC Two. Back to today and Paul Weller and Bobby Gentry on Top of the Pops too. Next.
Blake 7 returns to BBC Two next Saturday afternoon at the earlier time of 3:35. Two new Blake 7 adventures are available now on BBC audio cassette and CD.
Looking for a way in now on BBC Two, Blake's taking his chances. I think he took that quite well. Blake 7 next Saturday at 3:45 here on BBC Two. Tom Baker joins Vic and Bob tonight on BBC One. The new Randall and Hopkirk Deceased at 5 to 9.
It's a battle of power to keep the peace. Now on BBC Two. And Blake 7's back next Saturday at the earlier time of 4:15. Getting set for a Saturday evening next, Jamie Theakston's asking a question of pop in a moment on BBC One. And here on BBC Two, ABBA and Big Country are on Top of the Pops 2 in half an hour. That's after Frankie Howard in a comedy made 18 years ago and finally getting its first airing. Then Churchill Said to Me is next.
In 1605, your family pet could gain you free admission to see the most revered captives in the Tower of London dungeons. It would then be fed to them.
Kings must above all have powerful, formidable and cruel wild animals in their power.
Kings and Beasts uncovers a 600-year story of cruelty and conquest in the Royal Menagerie. 2 programs chasing the changing relationship between man and the animal kingdom. The History Zone, bringing history to life tonight from 7:35 on BBC Two.
So this is how it ends. Machine against machine. Our destiny in human hands. We were so many, and now we are so few. Let's finish this.
Robot Wars, the grand final. Good Friday at 6 on BBC Two.
BBC Two gets retro now with Top of the Pops 2 in an hour after Blake 7. And Blake 7 return next Saturday at the earlier time of 12:10. Stay with BBC Two this afternoon. Dusty Springfield and Kate Bush on Top of the Pops 2 next.
This afternoon, our Saturday matinee is a literary double bill, beginning with Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice at 1:05. First on BBC Two, brainwaves that leave a lot to be desired in Blake 7.
BBC Two has a double bill of literary films this afternoon. The Return of the Native is at 3 o'clock, but first the Jane Austen classic, Pride and Prejudice, is next.
There's a whole lot of shaking going on BBC Two in 55 minutes. The Elvis double bill starts with Jailhouse Rock. That's after Blake 7.
Well, calm yourself, girls, as we all get the chance to see Blake again when he returns at 11:50 next week on BBC Two. And whatever you do next this afternoon, do not leave the building as our Elvis double bill begins. When at 2:50 he takes to the skies in It Happened at the World's Fair, and he adds a bit of spice to his porridge before that in Jailhouse Rock next.
Your ex.
You don't.
I don't accept. My ex? I mean, it's not as if we're being faithful or anything. Your best friend.
We're porn buddies.
My best friend. Age brings wisdom. Age brings you more to shave.
From the producer of Gimme, Gimme, Gimme.
Tonight he's mine.
He goes out with men.
I'm bisexual.
A new comedy for Friday nights.
You judge us on technique. We're just happy if you're naked.
You're definitely getting lucky tonight.
Coupling starts Friday at 9:30 on BBC Two.
Avon gets delusions of grandeur now on BBC Two as the Liberator crew set out to rescue Albert Square's very own Roy Evans.
Blake and the Federation now on BBC Two, both after the same thing.
And that was the last Blake 7 in the run, but don't worry, the sci-fi theme continues with some evil mind games in Farscape tomorrow morning at 11:30 on BBC Two.